back. We with Batman animated series this time. Season 1, episode 9. Again, this is the HBO Max order. And again, go watch the art. The art is always dope. You know what I'm saying? The animation, the cartoons, the anime, whatever. Go take that in. Experience it. This is just a little something to get you just teased up. Just to, you know what I'm saying? Just open your mind to maybe some Batman animation you didn't think was this cold. But this episode is called Pretty Poison. And the episode starts at, it's like it's like a filter, and it's like sepia, and you just see somebody's like digging in the dirt, and they're pulling up this thorny rose, putting it in a pot to the side. She has the gloves on, so it looks like it's a botanist or a planter or a gardener. And you see down the cliff, there's like a lot of people gathered, like a little bit of construction. And then you see that it's Harvey Dent, the newly elected DA, Harvey Dent, elected or hired DA, I don't know. And they're breaking new ground on a Gotham penitentiary that's funded by the Wayne Foundation. So Bruce Wayne and Harvey Dent are coming together, creating a penitentiary to make a better, safer Gotham, right? So that happens, and then all of a sudden you see that same gardener cutting out a piece of the newspaper that is basically an article congratulating Harvey on his dream. And she posts that up next to another newspaper clipping talking about construction, lumber, wood, and you can see she's not happy. Whoever this is, you know what I'm saying? You can see they're not too happy. They got Harvey in their crosshairs. So then 5 years later, that better, safer Gotham, that penitentiary that's now fully built, a helicopter's coming in, landing, and a prisoner's breaking out. And so they both drive off. And the animation on their faces is like detailed to make it look super creepy, scary almost. So they're trying to get away. Of course, Batman's on a roof of a building, sees them. He's going after him. Now, at the same time, Harvey Dent is dating a new character we haven't seen. It's a redhead in a red dress named Pamela Isley. Anytime you see a woman in a red dress from The Matrix, me and my mom always talk about it. That probably means something might not quite be right. You feel me? I'm saying if Harvey Dent had watched The Matrix, maybe he would have known. Not hating, you know what I'm saying? Because I know about some redheaded women in red dresses. I mean, of course, Pamela Isley in this episode. You got Jessica Rabbit, and you got for those that know the Powerpuff Girls, the mayor, his wife that we never, or his assistant, whichever one, that we never see her head, but we see all the hair, and we see the, you know what I'm saying, we see the body. You know, I know about the animated in the red dress with the red hair. So that's what Pamela was in, Pamela Isley. And him and her are talking, and they're kind of cutting back between talking about Bruce. I guess Bruce is supposed to be joining them. It's like a date. I guess it's like a three-way date, but I'm getting the notion that, well, I'll tell you why I'm getting the notion that this is the reason why they probably have a three-person date, because I was thinking that was weird, but just until now it kind of clicked. So they keep going back and forth, cutting between Batman taking down the escaped convict in the helicopter, which he does. Of course, Jim Gordon and Harvey Bullock and Renee Montoya and the rest of the GCPD are down there. And Batman goes off back to the Batcave, dresses as Bruce, and goes and meets up with Harvey and Pam. So they talk for a little bit, have a good time. Oh, by the way, I noticed when Harvey is on a date, he's eating salad. He's eating plants. And Pamela Isley, poison ivy. You know what I'm saying? For those that don't know. Spoiler! But not really. She's eating escargot. And so, you know, it's not, I thought, oh, maybe she's just about all life. But clearly not. She's trying to kill people because they try to take out plants. And clearly she'll eat a snail in a second. Do snails eat? No, I don't think so. Anyways, so they're on their 3-person date, and then Pam has to leave early because she has a meeting in the morning. So she gives Harvey this super big kiss, and Bruce is like, oh, it's a little, you know what I'm saying? Let me give y'all a room, you feel me? And then they're talking for a little bit after Pam leaves, and Harvey falls out face first into his chocolate mousse. And Bruce is thinking he's joking, but when he's not moving, he calls the paramedics. The paramedics take him back to the hospital and say he's been poisoned. Now Jim Gordon is like, we're gonna go back to that restaurant and figure out what the heck is going on. They try to poison my man. So they go back to the Rose Cafe, and like a silly scene where Harvey Bullock is trying to interrogate the chef and the dishwasher. But clearly they don't know nothing about nothing. They just making it work at the Rose Cafe. And so Batman goes to the doctor, and he's asking him, like, you know, do you think this could be food poisoning? And he's like, no, this strain of poison, somebody was trying to do something. This ain't no accidental. This end up in your blood when somebody's trying to do you dirty. So Bruce is like, whoa. So the doctor leaves his lab unattended with Bruce in there. But I guess that just shows, you know, Bruce, people just don't, they think he's just a simple man with money. They really don't think he's up to nothing else, to the point to where, I mean, a man left him in his lab. Didn't tell him, I need you to step out of here. Didn't just, all right, I'm gonna go. You know your way out. So Bruce goes in there, he steals a sample. And, the reason why I believe they were 3 on a date is because Harvey said he was gonna marry Pam. So I think Harvey was introducing Pam to Bruce because Bruce is his main man, just to be like, yo, I'm gonna ask her to marry me. Now, Bruce mentions that. He's like, yo, you only known her for a week. You know what I'm saying? I get it. Some people in some religions, the universe and everything was created in a week. But I think you need a little bit more time than a week. He didn't say all that, but that's, you know, Harvey, slow down. All right, now fast forward to, where was I? Fast forward to Poison. So Bruce Wayne steals the little slide from the doctor's office, or the doctor scientist lab office, whoever was looking at Harvey's blood. He steals that sample, takes it back to the Batcave, and they go. I think he goes straight to sampling it at the Batcave, and I think they find out that it comes from like an extinct plant. And so Bruce gets dressed as a Batman. He's like, I'm gonna go to the botanical gardens and go get this wild thorn rose, you know, so that way we can get the antidote. And Alfred's like, no, no, no. That plant been extinct, my boy. Yeah, we ain't getting no antidote from that. And so he's like, And so then I think he goes back down to visit Harvey. And he calls up Pam. You know, Pam, Harvey's poison, you need to check it out. So Pam comes, she's like, oh my gosh, is there anything I could do? And she's getting ready to go inside the room. And Renee's like, nah, Jim Gordon said no visitors. And so he's like, all right. So then she says, all right, I'm gonna go, Bruce. Let me know if there's anything I could do. Hit me up. And when Bruce gives her a hug, he remembers. She's like, dang, she really did kiss my man hard. She was like, I wonder if that's how Harvey got poisoned. So then as he's driving back from the hospital, he hits up Alfred again. And he's like, Alfred, check on Pamela Isley, my G. Figure out what connection she got to whatever connection she got. So they pull up her university ID, which I'm guessing is Gotham University. They say she has a PhD in botany. I'm assuming she's a teacher there, a professor of some kind. And she has a monthly, because they say all this positive stuff that you're like, well, what, you know, she's doing her thing. She's educated. She's working. But she has a monthly, well, they don't call it a podcast. I think they called it like a radio show or something. But basically, it's like a monthly podcast to where she talks about extinct and dangerous plant strains. And so Bruce is like, oh, that's the connection. I'm going to have to tell Harvey, you're going to have to call this off, my boy. So he gets dressed as Batman, goes down to I'm guessing Gotham University, the Botanical Gardens. He goes down there and he's looking and searching and seeing Pamela's down there. And Pamela's down there and she's getting that wild thorn rose, getting some more poison ready. But she has some time with her plants, and you hear her talking, and she's like, "I'm sorry," she's pruning her plants. So it's like, I'm sure that doesn't make her feel good, but she's like, "I'm sorry, my baby. I just had, sometimes you got to cut to make it grow." And I know about sometimes you got to snip to make it grow. You feel me? So, but then she goes, "I won't take any more of your petals unless I need them." And I'm like, dang, I thought you was really, but clearly she lets her anger, revenge, seems like take priority or precedent over her love and her care and protection of the plants. Because I mean, I'm gonna take you apart to poison somebody. You think the plant? The plant ain't trying to get revenge. I mean, maybe, because that's one thing I do feel like I've seen in a whole bunch of documentaries is, man, plants are capable of some stuff. You know what I'm saying? Plants eat bugs. I'm sure plants back in the day would probably eat meat, probably eat a whole T-Rex or something like that, like the monster in Jumanji, which, by the way, is in this botanical gardens because Bruce is checking out. He's seeing what's going on. He breaks in, or actually, he like does his little stealth thing, and Pam don't know where he at, so he about to run up on Pam, and then she has like some like Indiana Jones traps set for him, with like moving cactus plants, and then the vines have teeth and they're wrapping around Bruce or Batman, and he's like, oh, he can't move. And then Pam comes out of nowhere dressed in her Poison Ivy outfit, and this is when she, self-titled, "I'm Poison Ivy. I don't know about this Pam Isley. I'm P.I." So she gives him the wild, the Incredibles monologuing, giving Bruce enough time to think of something while she's walking up to him, and she puts the poison. She's talking about how, I had to seal Harvey's fate with the kiss, just like I'm gonna seal yours. So she puts the poison lipstick on, and she pulls out the antidote, and she's like, you ain't got the antidote though. I'm gonna kiss you. Basically, I'm gonna poison you. You're gonna be gone. So the plant's holding Bruce back. She kisses him and poisons him. He's spitting it out. And then it's the Jumanji plant that grabs him, right? And so it's like like a big human Venus flytrap. And by Jumanji, I mean not because I keep forgetting there's two now. Jumanji, I mean the Robin Williams one. I'm talking about the Kirsten Dunst one. I'm that one, the David Alan Grier one. You feel me? That's the one. The one they made the cartoon show off of, which was kind of cold too, by the way. But yeah, that plant where it's like it takes its vines and it can wrap you up and it's like trying to eat you. And so Bruce kicks her down, finds some like pole or thing to hold on to keep the monster from eating him. He keeps pulling himself out of the reach of the monster's mouth. And he takes out a little knife, and you hear the monster like a dinosaur. And so he gets out of the clutches of the monster, and then Pam's like, "What?" So she brings out her like Robin Hood inspired arm, Daryl from The Walking Dead crossbow. And she's trying to hit Batman with the arrows, and Batman's hitting her with the Dempsey roll, and they go by and kill the human plant eater. Was that the Rocky Horror Picture Show? But kills them. And so it's like, she's like, my babies, and then she gets wild, right? So she's going crazy, and then knocks down like some light. I guess she has some lighting. Knocks it down, Bruce falls into the water, electricity everywhere, boo! Now sparks fly and the place is ablaze. So now Pam and Batman are in there trying to get out, and Pamela, she's trying to save her plants, and so she's running around and she don't know where to go because she keeps getting trapped because falling fire debris is trapping her. And so Batman hits her out the way so some debris don't hit her, but in the process he almost falls over that the Indiana Jones trap I talked about earlier. He almost falls into that because it's still open. So he's holding on one arm, and Pam's like, "You gon' basically," she got the crossbow. She's like, basically, lights out. And he's like, well, if you kill me, basically, I got the wild thorn. I got that plant you was trying to save. This is it. I got it. Because when he pushed her out the way, I guess it might have gotten loose, and so he kept it. So he had already planned to save it. You just couldn't see it. But she was getting ready to take him out. And he's like, well, if you take me out, you taking out your love. And she's like, okay, I'll give you the poison. And it's funny because Batman says, the bottle for the weed. The bottle of antidote for the wild thorn bros. Weed the plant. I just thought that was funny. And she's apprehended. Batman saves the day. And she's in jail, in prison. She's in that penitentiary that we saw get dug up in the beginning of the episode. And she's like, yeah, you can bury me down as deep as you want to. But we always grow back, don't we, baby? So that's Pretty Poison. Our introduction to Pamela Isley, Poison Ivy. Pretty good one. Intelligent, smart. Has her own brand of justice. Evil. Oh, yeah, I mean, she's trying to kill people. Can't just be trying to kill people off top. But her thing is she's taking revenge for killing plants already. So yeah. So let's see. Any other thoughts I had on there? I thought it was interesting because at first I was like, dang, Bruce, you were part of making a penitentiary? Like, of course that's not going to make things better or safe. Just locking up people. Clearly there's a problem that has to be dealt with that's deeper than just locking people up. But the more I watched it, of course, it was Harvey Dent's dream. He probably convinced Bruce. And Harvey's the one that's in law. I'm sure Bruce is the one that's looking at Harvey much like Bruce looked at Harvey in The Dark Knight. Like, all right, this guy can be the hero. This guy can bring the city together so that way I don't have to be Batman. Or maybe Batman's not needed. Now, we know that gets complicated later. But at least maybe in the initial stages, because that did say this was 5 years earlier. Maybe Bruce was thinking, you know what? You know, maybe he wasn't as obsessed with it yet. Maybe he was like, this guy can be the White Knight. So that's why I figured the Wayne Foundation funded another penitentiary, because it wasn't Arkham Asylum, it wasn't Blackgate, and I mean maybe I don't know. I think both of those prisons already exist, or one prison, one. I don't even know the proper term for it, a psychological hospital. But yeah, so I thought that was interesting. During the Pam and Harvey's date at Rose Cafe, Harvey mentions to Pam that him and Bruce are real close, that there's nothing they don't know about each other. That's interesting. Now, I wonder if ever in the show, Harvey realizes or finds out that Bruce is Batman, because I'm sure that would hurt him, even though he himself has kind of turned when he becomes Two-Face. It's like, wow, like they were that close in the show. Because earlier in one of the episodes, it didn't seem like they were that close. Harvey like lost his temper and was basically like getting ready to talk smack to Bruce, or he was ready to like, get the hell off me, Bruce. And it's like, y'all homies. I thought y'all close. What happened? But he might be dealing with some stuff that's always been there. You know, it might not just be coming up all of a sudden. This is something he's probably been trying to quiet down, you know. Oh, yeah, Bruce, he got more money than you, and he got all the women there, you know. If that's already a part of him, if his traumatic event just kind of awoken what was already lying beneath. I like to think, this made me think of a theory when when he gets poisoned, they send him to Gotham City Hospital, and an episode, and it made me think of Gotham General in The Dark Knight, when Harvey was in there, not for being poisoned, but he was in there because Joker did him, Joker and a lot of other people on the GCPD, the corrupt ones, kind of set him up to be done dirty. But it made me think of a theory I didn't even take into consideration watching The Dark Knight. I wonder, yes, that's where Harvey Dent was taken, Gotham General, because, you know, he's like, priority, Jim Gordon in The Dark Knight, he's like, priority is Gotham General. So I'm curious as to the Joker he blew up Gotham General to take out Thomas Wayne's legacy. Now, maybe if Thomas Wayne, I don't know if they ever said he worked at Gotham General, but I'm thinking Thomas Wayne, humble, surgeon. He's a man of the people, probably, at least the way they portrayed him in The Dark Knight, you know. I mean, they were taking the train. You feel me? They took the train to go see the show that night. So they made him more of a man of the people. So I thought, wow, I could totally see him working at Gotham General. And the Joker, he didn't want that version of the Riddler, Edward Enigma or Mr. E. I love that, Mr. E. But he didn't want him to reveal Batman's identity. So I'm thinking Joker didn't want him to do it, but Joker knew it. And I think one way, and this is just a theory, of course, nobody ever said this, or there's probably no evidence of this, but I just thought interesting what if there was a reason Joker chose Gotham General in The Dark Knight? And it was like hey, and with the Joker, he could probably laugh at this because it was hitting two birds with one stone. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna make everybody dip and get scared, and I'm gonna take Harvey, and I'm gonna really flip him on his head, while I'm also taking down Thomas Wayne's legacy of his time or, you know, influence in Gotham General. So, yes, just a little, nice little tangent I thought was interesting. What else? Renee Montoya is one of the, I get that she's a regular character, aside from Harvey Bullock in the GCPD and Jim Gordon. But you can tell Renee Montoya is earning her stripes, bro. You know, even in this one, Jim Gordon said, we need officers to guard Harvey Dent after he got poisoned. And Renee Montoya was like, yes, sir. But she didn't delegate. She didn't go get somebody else. She was the one guarding the room. You need officers? I got you. I'm here. I'm a body. Let's do this. So she was guarding like another crime scene. So she's putting in her work. And for those that don't know, in the future, not in this animated universe, but in like in Gotham Batman universe lore, Renee Montoya becomes a Commissioner Gordon after she spends some time as the Question. I say Commissioner Gordon. She becomes Commissioner of GCPD. Sorry, but yeah. So she has an arc, and I like that they're showing like the beginning of that arc. Cause yeah, she's making her way up and she's earning it. And let's see what else. Ooh. So something I noticed at the very end of the episode when Pamela Isley, Poison Ivy, is in her jail cell. And this is, I know the animators they be trying to spice it up, boy. So there's some messages on the wall behind her. You know how like you've seen in prison, movies, TV, reality TV, maybe. If something's stuck, actually I can't say from reality TV because I don't watch reality TV like that. But from like movies or TV shows, stuff is like scratched into the wall of a cell. And people write notes and just messages or whatever. And so I found two of them, which I thought were interesting. One was Kiss Maya, and it was Kiss M-Y-A, like a name, Maya. But we all know what they was trying to say. Kiss Maya. So I thought that was pretty interesting. A nice little creative way to put that there in the background. And then they have another message that's part of it's kind of hidden by Pam's shadow, which is smart because it's Warden eat shh. And you can fill in the rest, you feel me? But all you see is, you barely see the eat. You have to really, I had to pause it. And back then, you know, they was like, oh yeah, they ain't got the pause button. Ain't nobody pausing TV and zooming in. So I thought that was funny. Kiss Maya and Warden eat Oh, and one thing I loved about this episode was Jim Gordon's fervor for justice. My man, when the prison break at the beginning of the episode, the air prison break from the Gotham Penitentiary, when Gordon got word of it, he was gone. Let's go, y'all. Let's go. Ready to go. When Harvey Dent got poisoned, let's go. He was the first one out the door. Like he's been at it for a while, and we already had an episode, basically giving him a testimonial, celebrating what his time there as Commissioner Gordon. He's been putting in years, and in his character design, he has a white mustache and white hair, and it's not silver; it's all white, and he looks strong. But it's like, man, for him to be still so energetic every single time. Every time is like the first time. Let's go, right now. Meanwhile, they're showing Harvey Bullock every time they have to go. He always doubles back to grab a donut real quick before they leave. You thinking, what? I don't know when we gonna be back. We might be out all night. Knowing dang well Batman gonna wrap it up. But yeah, I thought that was funny. But yeah, Jim Gordon, I love it. Hey, a great example. No wonder Montoya is on the rise like she is. She has somebody she's learning from. Anything else? I guess technically I said Harvey Dent's been the district attorney for 5 years now, at least. And I mean, it's interesting. I wonder how much of effect Pam had on him, because I wonder if he even really loved her like that. She might have just been giving him like small little dosages to kind of get him hooked, you know? Because I'm sure that wasn't the first time she kissed him. Now, granted, she didn't have to have that lipstick on, but I'm like, I don't think with her plan, she's like relying on her like, oh, I'm beautiful enough she's like, no, we're going to get this poison popping. So she might have different strains too. Alfred mentioned she has a PhD in botany. So we only got to experience her. And I think she makes perfume for like a perfume company maybe. But clearly she specializes in making chemicals and concoctions and stuff that can poison or heal or medicine or anything. So yeah, interesting. Yeah, Poison Ivy's actually she's a pretty powerful character, man. Her mind is probably like wild. Just the Elon Musk of plants, you feel me? But I think that might be it for this episode. Pretty Poison, season 1, episode 9. Pretty cool. Again, Batman being an equal opportunity crime fighter. Everybody can get it. She caught that. Pamela Isley caught the hands in this episode too. And yeah, interesting. Interesting episode. Any life lessons I take from it? Well, one, just a different perspective. Seeing plants in a different way. Now I know it's a cartoon, but I don't think often about plants being all that capable or feeling or doing. But I hear all the time on podcasts. I've seen on documentaries and stuff. Plants can like communicate with each other, and like not even just like one plant in a room to another plant. It's like they through the roots and the whole system, and they can communicate across an entire jungle because the whole thing is tied together, and they know how to survive and stick together and change the environment. And I don't think of them as like the people category. I think of them just as like a thing that's not feeling but it's like, no, they communicate, they clearly change, they react to the environment, they try to live. Plants try to live. You feel me? It's plants aren't just like, yeah, take me, yep, eat me. Vegetarians, go ahead. It's like, no, like, just like everything else, trying to live. So that's interesting. Always a different perspective. There's always probably more underneath, just like everything else in life. And I forget, there's more like an iceberg. There's more underneath the surface. In fact, most of it is underneath the surface. Any other lessons? I mean, slow down. with Harvey. Oh my goodness, a week. Even if it does seem like true love, the best case is always to slow it down. Slow it down. You know what I'm saying? Good decisions aren't made immediately on a whim off emotions or a rush of sensations. You gotta slow down and think about it, at least for a little bit. So that's another life lesson. If it's too good to be true, then it probably is. Slow down, think about it, see it from different perspectives. Is this it? Is this how we want to go? All right, cool. So yeah, I think that's about it. All right. Another EPO episode coming. You already know. I think round 5. And another Batman. Season 1, episode 10. I think it's Fear. Nothing to Fear. Ooh, Scarecrow coming up. Boy, Jonathan Crane. First time Jonathan Crane. It's that fear. Gas. Wait. I don't know if this is... I think this is Jonathan Crane's first appearance. But we're going to figure it out. Have a good Wednesday. Keep pushing. Stay the course. Just keep pushing. Keep going like Batman. Just keep going. Keep going. Something's going to shake. Something is going to shake. Keep going.